welcome to another episode of Taekwondo Live every Saturday. Well, not every Saturday, but we're going to talk about that later. Welcome to Taekwondo Live, and really appreciate you for taking your time and effort to be here live and direct, like everybody is in the house already. So let's check who is in the house before I go into what is all up going on. I see that MT is in the house. Welcome. He's also talking to Veal, who's also in the house. Let me see. Here you go. Indeed, you were 30 minutes early, which is really cool. And indeed, Veal is also in the house. Welcome, all the way from Finland. I also see other people that are joining. I, for example, also see TVJ. Welcome, Dance Party. Indeed. Welcome. I hope that everybody is doing great. MT says the circumstances when remodel something can happen. Oh, what did you read? Oh, the Stream Deck thingy. Yeah. Raoul says good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world. Appreciate you for taking the time. And also Garrett is in the house. Do you have plans about IBC? I'll be there this year. Cool, Gerard. We'll talk about that definitely. And also, I see René's in the house. Well, hello from the south of the Netherlands. And I have seen René in real life, and we're going to talk about that very briefly in just a bit. I'll have like 2 pictures to show you, but it's cool nevertheless. Well, come to think of it, well, I'll say hi to Niels first. Let's talk about René first. René, I actually asked you to make yourself known, and I really appreciate you for doing that, because that also allows me to first and foremost thank you, and also say welcome to you, welcome to the community. So René is actually I would state a very good cameraman. He actually works for a local TV station, about a 20-25 minute drive from where I am situated. And they have a big studio. And I actually took maybe about 2 or 3 pictures that I wanted to show you very briefly. This is not prepared, of course, but since you are here, let me consult my notes. Where is it? Okay, here it is. So this right here is the setup. Now they have been working around, and this is where René is actually working, and that's all. So the reason why all of those boxes are there, and this is where an interview set is built up, but also where a news broadcast is also situated. Now at this particular moment, it's of course summer, which means that all things are a little bit on the lower end of things. I also see that here in our own local TV station, though there's also going to change something there as well. So they actually had some time to start building some new stuff, which is fantastic. And I really would like to thank you for being there. And indeed, like MT says, an awesome studio. They have like a plethora of lights. They have the old ATEM switcher, which I was a little bit surprised by, but also really appreciated that they didn't want to go for the latest and greatest, but what is actually working, just using it still. They actually also have shaders, so they're like, for my opinion, they're up there. I actually have never used shaders in my life, even though I know what it is. I just don't have access to them. Let's just say it like that. Though I am considering to do something with my bird dogs, but I'm not sure yet. Anyway, all right. So let's talk about it. So Q&A. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and feel free to start your question with a Q, and I will be talking about that later. But I also want to use this Q&A like we have every month to bring you a little bit up to speed about taekwondo. Don't worry, taekwondo is not going anywhere, though there will be a break shortly, just for the sake of my sanity, but also because of some really cool stuff that I'm working on or going to work on. So let's start with that. So there's a break coming, and the break is going to be in the first 3 weeks of August. So that is on top of my head. Well, it's not on top of my head. Let's just check it out on my phone. That's going to be the 5th, the 12th, and the 19th of August. There will be no show, at least definitely not a live show. It might be that I will be recording some stuff, but that's during those 3 weeks, so there will be no content whatsoever from taekwondo. Maybe a picture, but nothing more than that. Reasoning is actually twofold, and it might also be the case that I have to then cancel it anyway. But I am at the moment thinking about, I have to go to the States for my day-to-day job, and it looks like that's going to be in that period of time. And if I am in the States, I don't really have the time and also not the gear to make cool videos anyway. So because of that, and also because I just want to have some time off, it's good to use that combination. So for work, going to the States, going to San Diego again, and it might be that I'm going to go to Portland, Oregon for about 3 or 4 days as an intermediate. But besides that, that's going to be roughly it. It's going to be for 2 weeks, but those 2 weeks are literally in those 3 weeks. So let's see. So be aware that break is coming very, very soon. As a matter of fact, next week is going to be the last one before that break. Next week we will have a full-on show with more with some cool stuff. I have some ideas about that show, so I'm pretty much stoked about that one. Anyway, so that is the first thing that I needed to get out of the way. So that elephant has passed. But taekwondo will go and come back and in full force. I'm pretty sure of that. I have a plethora of ideas penned out. I actually have it right here. I'm not going to show it to you, but I'm going to read a few things out so that you have a bit of an idea. First and foremost, I'm going to revisit some aspects that I did in the past. For example, the events panel that I did a few months ago. I am not really happy with what I did back then. I think that what I did was, with the knowledge that I had at that particular time, it was really good, but I can make it way better than that. I think that I have to have a better setup for you to see what I'm doing. I now have more in my fingers. I have really a muscle memory now, so that also makes it more easy for me to really show you the advanced panel. So that will, of course, be a combination with the 2Me switcher, because that's where the whole thing shines. So that combination will definitely be one of the things that I will be revisiting. Another one that I will be revisiting, and that's really the reason is actually quite simple, is that I thought I had it perfect, but I didn't. And I think that I need to redo some steps, and that is my network. And I'm specifically talking about my network that I use for my on-location set. You might remember I had not one but two Netgear switches. I have that picture still in vMix, so let me show that. So here you go. On the bottom half, you see two Netgear switches, and what I've done now is that I've actually made the underlying one, the bottom one, the master network device. It actually can handle 240 watts of PoE, which is really good. But I also need that because of my Burda cameras. A Burda camera typically takes about 20 watts. However, when you're using multiple motors at the same time, Then it can go up to 30 watts. So I'm actually specking out every single port on that network switch. So that means that all 4 of my bird dog cameras can actually have a comfortable 30 watts at their disposal, so that everything will be fine. And of course, the joystick will also be there as well on that same uh, um, network switch. What I also did was that I combined those two to the above one, and now I have not 12 ports, but 22. The 2 that you're missing are, of course, because I've connected the 2. At the moment, I'm doing that via a Cat6 cable, but I am considering to use a fiber cable for that, and then freeing up again 2 ports. But I don't need it at the moment, so I'm totally fine with that. And the above one is only 125 watts, which is still a lot. But that one is really for all of the other gear, like the HyperDecks, some converters that I have, the ATEM switcher, the advanced panel, the X Touch, the Behringer X32, that kind of stuff. That's all combined now, and I now have a full-on functionality, including Wi-Fi, which is really great, and I will use that definitely next week to show you how you can, for example, use the new bird dog application to show you to be fully in control of camera color grading and that kind of stuff. Really cool. I'm definitely gonna talk about that as soon as possible. Moving on. Playout is really a big thing for me this time around. I actually have vMix, of course, as a playout system. I actually use that quite often for that. It's I live and breathe vMix, so it's for me very simple to use that. But I also have Pro Presenter, and I think even though it's a good program, it's not that easy, and it's also overkill for what I do. Enter Casper CG, which I actually just recently got involved with, and I will be putting it on this computer right here, so that I will be able to have Casper CG running. I will not use it for my own show right here, but I will be using it if I'm on location, specifically tailored towards that local TV station. I will be using Casper CG, and I will have dedicated inputs on my switcher, so that every time I'm using my switcher in combination with that TV station, boom, it will work from the get-go. And then last but not least, and that's actually the one that I'm actually testing out today, is Playout B, and it's actually working quite nicely. Look at that. Perfect. So it's working perfectly nice, and I'm very happy with that. That is working the way that it's looking right there. So that's Playout B. I'm actually doing that via a Windows computer at the moment, but it also works on a Raspberry Pi, and also on a what is it again? On Mac OS, of course. So it's quite a nice piece of equipment, and I need that playout specifically also in my studio, because I am expecting in the second half of this year more content about ATEM, and it's way better to have something running when you show something compared to nothing like I have right now. So that is the reason why I want to have something playing in the backdrop and having some cool stuff going on there. So that is something. So Playout definitely. So HyperDecks, Playout B, Casper CG, Pro Presenter, vMix, and I will use all of them. I will be talking about all of them, maybe not in this half year, but I will be talking about all of them and comparing them a little bit, so that you can think about what will work for you. Well, I think that this is really handy, specifically tailored towards people that do not really know how a computer works. I mean, if I go to channel 1, of course, there's nothing there, but if I go back to channel 4, boom, it automatically starts, which is as easy as I can get it. So that is really cool, and I'm looking forward to that. Next to that, I need to talk about the Go XLR replacement. Um, you might not know, but I am actually using a Go XLR on my desk. And as a matter of fact, let's show the desk a little bit. Let me open up an NDI application so that I can show it. HD camera. And then let's make sure that I have the correct camera. No, NDI I mean. Let's add them. Oh, am I not on the correct router? I might be. Oh, I'm not online. There you go. Now I should be coming. I want to go to the correct Wi-Fi because I have multiple Wi-Fi's these days. And now let's see if I can get it to work. I didn't test this up front. There you go. Boom. Let's get it to camera position 5 and make sure that it doesn't have any audio. Right there. Okay, let's go and show you my setup. So this is my setup right here. And this is the Go XLR right there. Right here. This is the Go XLR. And the Go XLR, even though it's a perfect system for me, the people that are actually have built that Go XLR have been laid off. And because of that, I'm not feeling comfortable with having this one around for too long. As long as I'm not updating Windows, I should be good. But of course, I am expecting to update the Windows in the next half year, and then it might lead to less favorable working. So this is what my setup looks like right there. Boom. All right, let's get rid of that NDI part. There you go. So that might be something that I will also be looking into, and I have some clue on what I want it to be, but I'm not sure yet. Let me see. Of course, the Behringer X32 and the X-Touch, I will be talking about that because it's vital important. And also in combination with my wireless microphones, I want to show that to you as well. And there's also some other stuff, like for example, if the last time that I had a on location setup, I actually had two headsets, one for the program and one for the intercom, and I definitely want to make that a better solution so that I can actually hear what I'm also broadcasting, because I do like to have full-on control on what kind of audio do I send out to the people at home. All right, so that's a little bit. These are a few of those topics that we will be definitely talking about the coming half year. I think that it's quite a lot, right? But before I continue, let's say I see a lot of comments. Let me see. I already talked about those. All right. I see that Frankie is in the house. Hello from Waterford, Ireland. Welcome. Appreciate you for taking the time. And Renee says, we are building a new radio station. That's where all the boxes are from. Yes, indeed. Very nice radio station, radio studio, I mean. Really modern, really nice fluid table. Really nice. And Renee says, I'm a volunteer at the TV station and doing studio camera work. And also Cam Joe, news gathering, that's called like that. News gathering work in the weekends as well, which is fantastic that you're doing that for them. TVJ says, are you visiting Aaron Parecki? Well, you never know. There are some plans, but I don't know if that is, it has to fit his agenda and my agenda. So and I'm only there for like 4 days. So not saying anything yet at the moment. If that is the case, yes, of course. Frankie, is there a minimum number of subscribers you must have on YouTube to use the presets on the Live View Solo? No, you can use the presets on Live View Solo immediately. No issues there. There's no connection between but you have to go, you need to go live on as soon as you can go live on your YouTube channel, and I believe, I'm not sure if that is already immediately these days, but that's the only prerequisite that you have. Can you go live on YouTube via software? If the answer to that question is yes, you can go live with the Live View Solo immediately. I don't believe there's a minimum number of subscribers, to be honest. I don't think so. Hello, Cobble Studio. Welcome. Automation for vMix. Hi, all streamers. Hello, Automation for vMix. Interesting name, by the way. Very much interested in what you automate. The Cobble Studio says the M4250s are a lifesaver for audio video over IP. We run like 12 of them in our AV gigs. Well, wow, yeah. I already have 2 of them, and it's extremely handy. And I'm like also, I do have a good setup here. I doubt that I'm gonna change it in my studio, but definitely on location, I am using that system. It's really good. Do you also run the Engage controller? I don't think so, because I don't know what it is. honest. I'm so honest. Sorry. MT says at PlayOB, I also tried to use it on a Pi in earlier stage. I had some struggle with the playout of video at 1080p due to limitations. Yeah. So honestly, MT, I have a love-hate relationship with Raspberry Pis. I am not going to use a Raspberry Pi for my productions. I don't trust them, and I do trust the hardware, but I don't trust the combination with the SD card. I have had, and my dad also, a couple of times that a SD card was unreadable anymore. It was corrupted, and it's so annoying that because it happens very irregularly, it's no fun. So because of that, I'm definitely not going to use Raspberry Pis for a playout. I am running PlayOB at the moment on a Windows laptop. You know which one, the HP Omen, right? And it's I cannot do that because otherwise the camera will fall. But it's literally right here. It's running PlayOB software. It does not 100% work at the moment for me, so it does play out perfectly, but for some reason it doesn't do the start and end moment correctly. So I have to figure out why that is. But I have a Flex license, so it can actually have up to 3 licenses, it seems. So I will definitely have like 2 or 3 machines running a video, and then I can use that for demo purposes. What is right from the Go XLR? I don't know what you mean by that, Gerard. Why the Go XLR, or what was your question? Can you repeat? Can you be more clear? Oh, I forgot there was one question with regard to IBC. I think that Gerard asked it. Let me get that one looked up again. There you go. Boom. Do you have plans for IBC? Yes, I will be there 100% for sure. I will be there, and 100% for sure, and very, very likely for vmix. I need to do one more thing, and I'm gonna do that tomorrow. If that is set in stone, then I'm sure that I will be there also for vmix this year. And I'm looking forward to being there again for vmix. So I hope to see you, Gerard, at the vmix booth, because I will most likely be there most of the time. I know that typically we have like 4 days there, and typically what we do is that we have like an hour or 1.5 hours break in between. Then I am also roaming the floor just like you, but I would say that 9 out of 10, the chances are very big that you will see me there during one of those days. So at the vmix booth. Raul says that I am going to replace my Sony camera with a Sigma 60mm 1.4 with a Blackmagic Studio 6K. I don't know which lens would be good. Any suggestions? The Blackmagic Studio 6K. Let me see what the... Is that Super 35 again or not? Let me get that oriented. Let me go here. A little bit smaller, can do. There you go. Cameras and Studio 6K. That's this one right here. It has a tech specs 6K. Nice price. It's 30 Super 35 EF lens. What do you want to do with it? Let's start with that. Well, are you planning to be able to zoom in and zoom out quite a lot, or are they set in stone and do you have like 3 or 2 positions or 1 position and will stick around with that? Like for example, my camera right here, which is the lens that you are actually referring to even. Are you planning the same look and feel or not? Because this is a good lens, but it is a different mount, because you will have to have an EF mount like a Canon lens to make that work. Moving on in the meantime, Cabo Studio says, it is the control software of the NetWear 4250 and 4300. No, I don't need that. I don't use it yet, Cabo Studio. As I said earlier, I run it now from an M2 SSD to avoid SD. Yes, you did say that. I said that a couple of weeks ago. Correct. Will you reserve some mouse pads from the viewers? Sadly, I don't. I'm not sure I'm able to attend. The thing with that, Niels, is that I might be able to do like one of them or 2, but no more than that. It's the way that those mouse pads go, it's like they're for they are for free, right? So they go extremely quick, and we really have to manage them across multiple days. Typically, I'm in charge of those, so that's one thing that you have for you there. But yeah, it's quite a challenge to really have a good setup, and also, to be honest, the first 2 days you almost certainly will have a mouse pad, but the last 2 days it's getting quite a challenge, and especially the last day. It's I believe on top of my head that's the Monday. You won't be able to get it, or you're in luck. But we'll see what we can do. Gareth says, I will find you in the vmix booth. I mean the small monitor on the right side of the Go Explorer. Yeah. That's something totally different. That is the TC Electronic system. It's the Clarity M, and the Clarity M is actually enables me to monitor my audio. And for this show, it's just monitoring the audio. It's for me enough. However, when I'm broadcasting to TV, then it becomes really important because I have to have my audio at a certain level for European Union legislation. So that's the reason. It's also set to do that, but for this show, I'm okay. But it's set to the broadcast EBU standard EAC type 2B. Just to clarify. I will get to. I will send one to you. There you go. That also means that MT will also be in the house. So, but I know you this time around. All right. Okay. So yeah. So I did. So you can imagine that if I'm at IBC, there will be an IBC special, right? You know that for sure. So I will be providing a special. It might not be on the Saturday evening. It might be on the Friday evening or on the Sunday evening. But I will have a special for you lined up for that. Absolutely 100% for sure. So that is also one of the things that I will do. And that's regardless if I'm at Phoenix or not. That's regardless. I will do that. At least that. Let me think. Did I talk about everything that I needed to talk about? Oh yeah, almost forgot about that one. So another thing is that I am actually at the moment changing a little bit on the studio, and you already see it right there. I do have a standing desk right here. And this is going to be the demo desk. This is already has been the demo desk, but I am going to really be using this more often moving forward. This is standing. This is sitting. I think it's good for me also to have both of them. And this is where I will be performing all kinds of ATEM related demos, but also other demos. I do have not a lot of space over here to show you how much space I have. Let's do that. Again, NDI camera. Make sure that everything is lined up. Yeah, there it is. I will be going right here, making sure that everything is fine, and then let's show you around. My audio will not be great because here is the monitor of the microphone, but this is what it looks like from my position. So here you have the setup. I have a television set right here for the purposes of making sure that I am able to see what I'm doing if I am broadcasting to television. And then if I go from here and I go right there, you will see that this is my other desk right here. And this is where I will be doing all of the demos with regards to the ATEM. I have the ATEM Mini Pro lined up right here, which is enough for 9 out of 10 times. And this is, of course, the other system that I will be also using more often than you might think. And if I do this, then you know how big my studio actually is. It's not that big at all, but it's doable and it's really cool. Nevertheless, let me see. MT says, "I like it last year. I will hold the flag of the orange." Okay, great. Audio was great. Oh, that's good to hear. I also see Mm. Greetings from Firenze. Buona vita produzione. I hope that I pronounced that correctly. Welcome, welcome. Hey, what's up? Hello. Been a while since I made it one of your live streams. Happy to be there and happy to see you, sir. Neil says, wow, no wonder it's so hot in there with all the electronics in my small space. Yes. It's quite a challenge. And that's also the reason also a little bit why I've also decided to have that break, because it's way too hot over here. Yeah, I need to make the most of it. There are some plans for IBC that I will get some products that I can test out. Honestly, I never know if that's going to happen. So I'm not going to promise anything. But if one or two of them come through, we'll have really some cool products to show you during the IBC week. But we'll see what happens. Hi to the viewers across the pond. Indeed. I saw Eric was in the house. Welcome. It's a big pond right there. Anyway, yeah, honestly, I don't have a lot more to talk about. I think that we have a lot that we can work on. I think that, there are some other things that might be of interest. Please let me know if you are interested in it. I promised a local TV station that I will be building their lower thirds, and I will make sure that those lower thirds will work in most of the available editing software, like, for example, DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut Pro 10, and Premiere. If you're interested in working together to figure out how it will look like, but lower third is of course the name and the title of a person, and that will be one of the things that I will be building. I will also be building a stinger for a show. And that's all in preparation for a show that I will be doing at the end of September. At first, once a month, I will be preparing it, and once it's working and everybody's happy, I can then go back and let others do it, because I already have a very great situation going on with a different TV station. So, right. So if you're interested, let me know. Connie says would be great, so we'll definitely do that. And welcome, Connie, by the way. I think that that's all that we had for you today. It's gonna be it's a little bit of a short show. Next week, what we're gonna do next week is that we will be talking about the Burdock, specifically the connection with the network, how it works. What are the issues that you can face, and how is everything connected to each other. We will also utilize the my iPad to show you some really cool camera controls. We're going to do the same on the Windows laptop, so that you have a full-on picture of how you can use Burdock and how you can do some color grading and that kind of stuff from those applications. That's going to be next week, so I'll make sure that the network switch is right here. I will make sure that there are like two cameras right here as well, all connected, of course. I will be using it together with vMix, so that I don't have to use the SDI cables at the moment. So it's going to be a little bit limited towards only the video part of it, but Burdock has the possibility to have SDI, NDI, HDMI, and with the new software, also SRT. So you have a lot of functionality at your disposal with those cameras. So that is great. Anyway, Empty says, I built mine as PNG and fire them as macros or string back. Nice. Oh, right. Replay. Nice. We can definitely talk about replay as well. I'll write that down, even as a possible. There you go. Got it. Robert says, if you are traveling to the coastal California this summer, bring a jacket because it's getting cool at night, 75 degrees daytime, and more. Yeah, 75 degrees daytime and 65 degrees in the nighttime. Yes, and I will be going to San Diego, Robert. And of course, I will also go to LA because of the flight, but that's more of a pass-through for me. So, yeah. Definitely going to go there, and most likely, was it 2 weeks from now? Let me check the... Yeah, but in about 2 weeks from now, I will most likely have my flight. If everything happens the way that I think that it happens, you never know. Well, I had it a few times that in like a week before I should go, they canceled it. So I'm a little bit like, we'll see. But of course, if I'm going, then yeah, I will not go live. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you for taking the time and effort to be here live and direct. And I will see you next week with the last episode before the summer break of 3 weeks. And I hope that I will come back with also some other things. I will be checking with Aaron Parecki, but also with some other people if I can see their studio, for example. But I don't know. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. Bye-bye.